A&A Masonry, an award-winning company servicing the Greater Toronto Area and the Golden Horseshoe. Homeowners can sometimes experience leaks in the house. These leaks can come from many faulty sections of the outside structure of the house. A common source of leaks can come from faulty window sill construction. In some instances, homeowners try to replace inside drywall to correct the situation, which also fails. Here we have a newer build home where A&A is replacing the large window sills on both the upper windows. In this home, it included precast window treatments, meaning concrete or masonry work precast around the windows. A&A gets a lot of calls of water penetrating the veneer of the stonework, getting in behind and causing leaks in these newer builds. To fix and replace stonework, and in this case the window sills, A&A needs to have access that is very secure. The pieces of material that are coming down, the old concrete window sills as well as the new window sills to be installed, are extremely heavy. Thus, the scaffolding needs to be very secure and precisely set up to safely support the crew working and the heavy materials and machines used on the job. The crew first take the existing precast sills out using various tools, including a jackhammer. Somewhere in that precast, cracks exist which are causing water to get in and cause internal leaks in the house. Then, as time goes on, more water gets in, causing more vulnerability in the materials behind the stone. With insufficient vapor barriers behind the existing sills, it became necessary to take those barriers out, bring the framing behind the barrier up to code. This way, the moisture barriers won't transfer through the vapor barriers into the framing work. This also allows for the condensation that occurs around the windows to escape through what we call masonry venting holes. The problem that has occurred here is very common on newer build homes, especially with the windows closest to the roof and exposed to water. A&A often sees where the windowsill system has failed, and then we see leaks into the house. We see this a lot on precast homes where it looks beautiful, but when they're installing it, it's not being done up to code. Code meaning the exact insulation, vapor barriers, caulking to prevent the transfer of condensation to the inside of the house. The most susceptible areas are windows and doorways. Cosmetically, from the outside, the appearance looks fine, but when A&A logistics specialists come and inspect, having seen this similar situation time and time again, they are able to quickly isolate the exact situation and get the permanent solution to keep the home safe from this type of water damage from here on out. It's important to know that these types of solutions require a greater knowledge than just masonry. You have to understand window installation, framing, all the vapor barriers, and other layers of trades. A&A experts are able to replace those window sills and bring everything up to and even beyond code that's required for this type of construction. The crew needs to understand the other layers of trades used in the new construction of the home, from the framing, the installation, etc., as they go into the structure behind the sill to correct the work so the solution can last for many years to come. The window sills that the crew are installing, once the cavities are set up to code, are in excess of 300 pounds each. That's why the scaffolding needs to be very, very secure, and the crew needs to use extreme caution getting the sills up to the top level of the scaffolding. This extra care needs to be taken in getting the sills to the top level so there's no possibility of the sills being chipped or cracked during the installation process. Complete protection of the sills is important to achieve a permanent solution for the homeowner. Getting the old sills down and the new sills up requires a high level of skill and patience on the part of the crew. In this case of getting the new sill up to the window on the right side took well over an hour and a half and was a 3-man process before installation in the cavity could occur. But the successful installation of a completely unharmed, brand new sill done up to code means the home is now fully protected from any possible water-related difficulties. Due to the shape of the house and access details, the scaffolding then had to be disassembled and reassembled at the doorway to get up 3 levels to work on the left upper window. And as with the first windowsill, the exact same process is required to get the old sill out and replace it with the new one. From the removal of the old sill and addressing the insulation, vapor barriers, caulking, etc., to be able to bring this system up to and even above code is done. Then the same process of getting the second sill up 3 levels of scaffolding is repeated so that the crew can successfully finalize the installation of the sill, still being in perfect condition so that a permanent solution is in place for this window as well. Here we have the finished product, where the home looks fabulous and you'd never even know work was done. But this home is now protected from possible water damage and is going to continue to look great and be free of problems for many years to come in the future. So if you care for your home and you have an important next project that you're looking at, if you want a top-notch job performed by the best in the business, if you want a job that's going to look gorgeous and last for years and years, call the professionals at A&A and let them get to work for you to make your dream a reality. To schedule your next project, contact A&A Masonry today.